In 1983, marine archaeologists diving off the coast of Gujarat encountered a site that didn't fit any known map of the region. Scattered across the seafloor were geometric stone blocks, too straight and too heavy to be natural formations. This timeline represents the standard academic view of human progress, beginning with the rise of the Indus Valley civilizations. However, thermal luminescence dating of these submerged artifacts suggests they were carved between 8,000 and 9,000 years ago, placing an organized society thousands of years earlier than our current records allow. For decades, history books treated the ancient accounts of this city as purely theological allegories. Because no physical trace had been found, academics maintained that urban life in India began inland, far from these coastal depths. The sheer age of these stones suggests that the accepted timeline of human organization is incomplete. If these are indeed the remains of a city, we are looking at a prehistoric civilization that mastered stonework long before the Bronze Age. To find a name for this anomaly, researchers looked to the Mahabharata. The texts describe Lord Krishna identifying this specific coastal site as a strategic refuge for his people, choosing the sea as a natural barrier against his rivals in Mathura. The scriptures detail a city of massive proportions, 150 kilometers of land reclaimed from the ocean, housing hundreds of thousands of residential structures adorned with gold and precious gems. Beyond the opulence, the texts describe a city defined by its utility, a grid of wide thoroughfares, a systematic network for water distribution, and a series of fortified gates that gave the city its name, Dwarka, the city of gates. These ancient records don't just describe a mystical paradise, they provide a logistical breakdown of a functioning port city, one built on principles of urban zoning and maritime logistics. By 2001, archaeology moved from simple visual dives to high-resolution data. The National Institute of Ocean Technology deployed side-scan sonar to penetrate the silt and map what lay beneath the seabed. This 3D sonar map reveals an unmistakably artificial footprint, foundation blocks and massive stone walls intersecting at precise right angles. Zooming in, we find the hardware of an advanced harbor, heavy three-holed stone anchors used by ancient mariners to secure large vessels. The final link in the chain is the 6th century copper plate of King Sindad. It serves as a rare historical bridge, providing a recorded land grant that references Dwarka, not as a legend, but as a known geographical location where Krishna once lived. The physical stones, the sonar maps, and the historical inscriptions all converge on one conclusion. The city described in the texts occupied this exact space on the ocean floor. According to the Mahabharata, Dwarka's end was as sudden as its beginning. Following Krishna's departure, the texts state the sea simply rose and rushed into the city, covering the streets and palaces in a single day. Modern oceanography provides a geological parallel. Researchers studying the Arabian Sea utilize sea level rise theory to track how dramatic climatic shifts can erase entire coastlines. This diagram shows the coastline 11,000 years ago. Sea level was 25 meters lower, placing the foundations well above the waterline. Global data confirms a rapid meltwater pulse around 5000 BC. This 25-meter rise completely engulfed coastal settlements, shifting the Indian shoreline inland. What the ancient text recorded as a divine event, the geological record identifies a global catastrophe, a real-world submergence that turned a metropolis into a memory. The 2007 excavations transformed Dwarka from a local mystery into a global archaeological priority. The discovery of temple ruins and palace fragments across this wide area ended the era of seeing this site as just stray rocks. In 2024, Prime Minister Modi performed a deep-sea dive to the site, offering peacock feathers to the submerged foundations. The act signaled a shift in how the nation views its history, treating the sunken ruins as a tangible part of its heritage. Today, Dwarka is a city in 2 states. On the shore, it is a dense, active pilgrimage site where thousands gather daily, maintaining a cultural continuity that has lasted for millennia. The existence of these ruins suggests that oral traditions and sacred texts often carry a high-fidelity memory of the past. In this case, the myth of a sunken city was actually a remarkably accurate record of a lost civilization. Dwarka stands as a reminder that our history is deeper than our written records. It teaches us that the truth of our ancestors isn't always lost. Sometimes it's just buried beneath the waves, waiting to be found.